A very pleasant evening, everyone. A hearty welcome to our sixth session of our 3-month training program on family counseling. So, I welcome the chairman of the 3-month training program, patron of WCOP, Professor V. Ganeshan sir, chief patrons PV Ramurthy garu, Professor Girishwar Mishra garu, and Professor R.N. Singh garu. And I also welcome Professor BG Reddy garu, President WCOP, Professor V. Suresh garu, President WCOP, Professor K. Subhashini, General Secretary WCOP, Professor K. Ashok garu, Coordinator of the program. And I also welcome today's chairperson for the program, Sri Reddappa Reddy garu, and special invitee Professor P. Venu, and resource person Dr. Hannah John. So I also welcome all the WCOP executive members, core committee members, and all the beloved participants. So I request our Professor BG Reddy sir to initiate the program.
Thank you, Rama Devi, for your nice inviting all the people. Now, it is my time that as President of WCOP, World Congress of Psychologists, I welcome the chief patrons of World Congress of Psychologists, Professor P.V. Ramamurthy, who was my teacher, and another chief patron, Professor Girishwar Mishraji from North, another WCOP patron, Professor R.N. Singh from Benares Hindu University, another patron who is the dynamic patron as well as the renowned trainer, I can say, in the world, Professor Vedagiri Ganeshan sir, and Professor Subhashini, General Secretary, Professor V. Suresh, Treasurer and Core Committee Member, and another Core Committee Member, Professor Krishnamurthy, and today's Chairperson, Professor M.C. Reddappa Reddy garu, and today's a dynamic resource person from Meta School of Social Work, Hannah John, and another special invitee who is the Executive Committee member of World Congress of Psychologists, Dr. P. Venu, and the course coordinator, Professor Ashok from Kakatiya University, and also another dynamic and very important personality of the program. Without her, they can't run this program. The repertoire of the program, Rama Devi, executive committee members, core committee members, and beloved participants. Once again, welcoming all to this, I think, sixth session of this family counseling. And the next, today's session, it ends with theory as far as this 3 months training program on family counseling. And coming Saturday onwards, we are going to mix theoretical aspect as well as the practical aspect. Then they are coming to the theoretical practical aspects. We are going to send one color sheet, A4 size color sheet to the participants. And that day, that event, that session, I think 3 to 4 types of problems we are going to discuss. And those problems are going to be just after listening. The so-called participants have to write down each case on a separate sheet. That is the record sheets which we are supplying to you. And the same day, just you are supposed to submit to the course coordinator, Professor Ashok. So I think all these days theoretical aspects went on, and 1 or 2 sessions might be absent. But coming to the practical aspects, Each day is very important for the participants. So kindly follow the norms. So I hope you're all grown up and matured, and you have joined this course with a lot of zeal. And with the same zeal and tempo and interest, enthusiasm should continue till the end of the certificate course. And this is one of the best qualities of the counselor. The counselor should be dynamic, quite interesting man. He has a zeal, he has a passion, and he has to impress the client. And first impression is the best impression. It should continue till he achieves the goal. Achieves the goal in the sense, he should whatever he wanted to clarify or just solve the problem of the client. Till that, he should be jubilant enough, dynamic, trained man, trained personality. Whether gender, whatever might be the gender, male or female, the counselor should be trained personality, matured one, qualified one. These are all the qualities. I think all the participants already they might be having, but after undergoing this 3 months this certificate course, no doubt, all the participants just leave the program with very updated skills as far as counseling of this family counseling is concerned. I once again welcoming you all and wish you all luck. Okay, thank you, Ramadari. Kindly continue.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So now I request it's time to introduce our chairperson for today's session, Professor MC Reddappa Reddy Garu. So Professor MC Reddappa Reddy Garu was retired as a director, professor, Department of Adult and Continuing Education. So he has involved in teaching, training, research, extension, and taught the courses via adult education, journalism, communication, and rural development and management. So he has 12 books, inclusive of 8 edited books, published more than 90 articles on different themes in reputed journals of education and adult education, both national and international. Besides course materials and training materials for various universities in SV University, IGNOU, and many more. He has organized more than 40 seminars and workshops, participated in both in national and international. He has completed about 22 minor and major research projects funded by UGC and others. He has also guided about 2 MPhil and 5 PhDs and evaluated 10 PhDs and conducted public voice examination. He has won prestigious titles or awards such as State Best Teacher Award 2008 from the Government of Andhra Pradesh and University Best Teacher Award 2010 from Sri Venkateshwara University and Bharat Ratna Mother Teresa Gold Medal Award 2015, Nehru Literacy Award from Indian Adult Education Association, New Delhi, and with the hands received with the hands of Sri Venkaiah Naidu, the Honorable Vice President, and Lifetime Achievement Award, Senior Category for the year 2021 from Elite Members Group, SSM Trust, Chennai, besides 5 other national and international awards for his meritorious services and achievements in the field of adult education and rural development. We are so happy to have you here, sir. So now I request you to give your valuable message to the group.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much, Mrs. Ramadevi, for introducing me to the group. This is an opportunity for me to share some of my ideas regarding family counseling. I thank everybody, honorable and the most valued dignitaries on this Zoom platform, particularly chief patrons from Professor P.V. Ramurthy Garu, Professor Girishan Mishra, who is also the chairperson of WCOP, and ex-Vice Chancellor, and patrons Professor V. Ganeshan, Coimbatore, Professor R.N. Singh, Benares Hindu University, President Professor B.G. Reddy Garu, President of WCOP, and my good friend who has invited me to be the chairperson of this session. Professor R. Subhashini, General Secretary, WCOP, and the team, Madras School of Social Work, Professor V. Suresh, Treasurer, Dr. Hannah John, resource person from Madras School of Social Sciences, and who is going to deliver an important topic, that is family schools of family therapy. Dr. P. Venu, JP State Secretary and a special invitee, Professor K. Ashok, coordinator of the training program, and Mrs. Rama Devi, who is coordinating and also reporting of the training program, and most valued trainees of this training program. And good evening, everybody, and my best wishes to all the members of the group. I thank the president and main architect of this training program, Professor B.J. Reddy, for inviting me to be the chairperson of this session. Though I am not a trained psychologist, I have a little experience about the concept of psychology by studying all my educational programs and enabling 3 of my family members as qualified psychology, such as MSc psychology. As an educationist, especially in andragogy, education of adults, who used to impart the concepts and skills in family life education, and also our efforts to teach about different aspects of family, modes that are affecting the family life, to strengthen the individual and also family life of people through a family perspective. We try to impart and help through education the young generation to deal with physical, emotional, and social changes which takes place in the process of growing up. We also helped the youth to solve their family problems like livelihood, marriage, and also parenthood. But what does family counseling do? So I'm not an expert of counseling. To my mind, family counseling is a method of developing and maintaining healthy and functional family relationships. This can help the members of family to improve the personal communication, maintain good relationships, develop sacrificing tendencies, avoid conflicts, and if they are exist, resolve them amicably. I am happy to know that there are about 30 participants from different parts of the country with varied experiences and varied occupations enrolled in this training program to become the effective family counselors. We have experienced resource persons to train and also give their expertise in making you as a good professionals. With my limited knowledge in the field, you are advised to follow the 5 crucial elements or stages of counseling process. That is, develop rapport with the clients, analyze the problem, set the goal, develop plan of action, and achieve the goal or resolve the problem amicably to the parties concerned. I congratulate all the participants for their interest and also undertaking this program in spite of their constraints. I also congratulate the organizers of WCOP, particularly the main pillar of this program, Professor B.J. Reddy, who has successfully conducted the first 3 months training program on school counseling, where I also participated as a special invitee of the program. And initially, and also he has initiated the second program immediately after completing the first phase of school counseling. We all know the difficulty in organizing either online or offline programs, but with his dedication and commitment, Dr. Reddy has been conducting the sessions very meticulously by involving all the stakeholders in the program. I appeal all the participants to utilize this program in this Zoom platform and equip yourself with necessary skills and techniques to become a good counselor and also to practice in the life and to change the family situations. So nowadays we are facing many problems with regard to family. If the family is good and safe, and our country will also be safe. So with these few remarks, I thank once again the organizers for giving me this opportunity to share some of my ideas and also to wish you all success in this training course. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your inspiring and motivational words, sir. Definitely everybody would learn making the best use of these opportunities. Thank you so much, sir. So now I request the resource person for today's training program, Dr. Henna John. She did her PhD in psychology from Barkatullah University, Bhopal in 2019. Prior to this, she did MCOM and BAD and MSc in counseling psychology. So she has been working as an guest faculty in Madras Christian College and assistant professor as Madras School of Social Work. She prior to this she worked as an assistant professor in Bhopal School of Social Sciences, Bhopal. Today she has been counseling in the couple and family, doing his counseling profession. Started as counseling profession in couple and family counseling and specialized in parental counseling through Counseling Center MSSW Egmore and Aruba Counseling Center in Tambaram. So she has various worked as a staff counselor, freelance counselor, and school counselor at various schools in Chennai and Madhya Pradesh. So she has been awarded as the member of Indian Psychological Association from 2022, and she has been a trainer and resource person for positive parenting program for Lions Club members and parents, and she has very internship series and conducted various webinars on functional family coping with challenges in pandemic and various and bringing up quality online learning and various webinars on American College Madurai, and her specialization is more on positive parenting program. She has also presented paper in international conference in dimensions of ODL systems in current global scenario of higher education, and also presented paper titled Sociological Values and Psychological Values of Education and difficulties in imparting sex education in Indian context and positive deviance. She has also published her papers on intervention therapies for reducing stress among parents of children with attention deficit and hyperactivity disorders and its impact on behavioral symptoms of ADHD in children, and also efficacy of positive parenting programming in addressing ADHD and health profile of adolescents and perception of parents among college students, and also published the effect of psychological intervention on study skills and academic performance among adolescents. She has attended and participated in various international and national webinars and seminars, and also conducted various webinars and seminars. And we are so happy to have you here, ma'am. And we would like to know more about you from your presentation today. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I would like to extend my thanks and also my gratitude to all the members, especially President and the General Secretary of this WCOP, and also many other members, you ordained members of this particular association. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I would like to take a few minutes on the schools of family counseling today. Before that, I'd like to share my PPT also. I hope it's visible. This schools of family therapy, the
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
visible. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you very much for your introduction. We have been
Welcome.
doing a lot of seminars and webinars, especially during this pandemic. But what we've found is after this pandemic, many families have become very much dysfunctional. So that is where we got to know about a lot of things, what is happening in family, the changes happening in family, how the children are not in a position to adapt to new changes. All those are a matter of concern where we started thinking about why family counseling is very important. In a way, I'm heading the Department of Family Counseling in Madras School of Social Work. So for this, maybe I will take, I think 30 to 35 minutes on teaching you about schools of family therapy. So before understanding the schools of family therapy, I would like to ask you a few questions. What is the big difference between individual therapy and family therapy? Why we can do very well individual counseling? Because people are having a lot of problems in their life, and people can come out for counseling and can be fixed up because there are different methods of doing, as you know very well, as you are all from the psychology background, you know a lot of things related to I know different therapeutic techniques available for fixing up the problem in an individual level. What happens when it becomes a family? So is it true in India, we have family therapists? Are we involving the whole family, maybe a nuclear family or a joint family? What is the position? We would like to explore a little bit more on this today, so that you understand how family therapies are very, very, very important. Yeah, the topic is schools of family therapy. When I talk about schools of family therapy, it's much more, and it cannot be done in 1 hour. So what I have done is I have segregated into 3 parts, and 3 different parts. I have taken one therapy from each of the parts, and I would like to give you so you can think over it. You can also apply it when you during your counseling practice, and also you can come up with the new ideas of fixing up the problem within the family itself. I hope my slides are moving. You are able to see my slides. Okay. In a family, for example, I posed a question about what is the difference between individual counseling and family counseling. For example, when the child is having a problem, for example, a teenager who comes to a home at very late every day, it becomes a problem in a home. So is it whose problem is it? Is it only the teenager is having a problem, or the whole family is having the problem? Because there is always understanding, fear or apprehension, or a kind of feeling why my child is coming late. And it's not happening one day, it's happening almost every day. What is happening with my child? Whether a child has a good friends or not, whether my child is engaging himself or herself in a particular habits or not. All those are, as a parent, we may have apprehensions about it. It is about a behavior, particular behavior to be corrected. So we call the teenager and talk to them. Okay, this is a behavior we want you to change. But some teenager may take it at the first level. It's okay. If it is disturbing you, or if it is disturbing the whole family, I will take it up. But some others, they may not even consider that. That is where it becomes a problem. It is just one example. For example, a child refused to go to school is another problem. Or between husband and wife, there is a problem in understanding. There is a problem in interaction pattern. There is a problem in communication levels. How to sort it out? That is where the family therapies are very important. Okay. Then I can put these in 3 different focus. But some of the theories, they are focusing on only about the behavior patterns. For example, strategic family therapy, structural family therapy, cognitive CBTs related to marital and family therapy, and functional family therapy. They are focusing more on the behavior patterns. something which is not accepted in the family. Some behaviors should be corrected. Some behaviors needs to be taken care. So all those theories are giving lot of emphasis on changing a behavior. So to quote example, I'm going to talk about structural family therapy in detail. So in this session. So let us move on to the next focus. That is, it is completely on belief system. Like, what do I believe? The same thing will have a lot of inclination on my behavior. If I believe that my behavior is helping me, I will continue to do that behavior. So some of the approaches which are very much focused on belief system. For example, Milan is talking about systemic family therapy, and there is a solution focused therapy. It's more on belief, because they are talking about many solutions for a problem. Then narrative therapy, where it talks about the history or stories of an individual, is very, very important, because whatever whatever been happened in our life, in my life, which is always be with me, but sometimes we try to neglect it. But according to narrative therapy, we are not neglecting it. We are giving importance for all those stories. And because of the stories, what happened to my belief system? And because of my belief, what happened to my behavior? So there are a lot of things being analyzed, and it came up as a theory. So there are 4 or 5 theories on that is about belief system. There are few theories which is very much focused on context. That means psychoanalytical therapy. And also, because of attachment difficulties or insecure attachment I had in my life, in my early childhood, maybe that may reciprocate in the relationship with no right what I'm having. So there are a lot of therapies which are very much focused on context, which where what is happening today. So why my past life is influencing my present life. So psychoanalytical therapy is constantly talking about how our previous life, our childhood life has a greater influence on my present personality. So that is what psychoanalytic theory talks about. So from this, I'm going to talk about exponential family therapy. So there are 3 sets of theories. One theory is completely focused on behavior patterns. The other sets of theories are completely they are focusing on solution focused, or we can say belief system focused, and few other theories which are related to context. So what I'm going to do now is, from these theories, I'm going to pick up one theory from each and try to explore with you. So this is not that what I'm teaching you have to accept, but you just explore more and more so that you get an insight how to work with the families. Because in an Indian system, families are very important. Even in marriage, we can say it is not between 2 individuals. It's between 2 individual families, 2 different families. They come together. 2 cultures are being shared. 2 parent-in-laws are going to meet each other. They're going to see the compatibility in the context of even the families. That is the Indian system. So we have to give a lot of importance for families at this point of time. Okay. Next, there are 4 important, so 4 important models, like structural family therapy, strategic family therapy, systemic family therapy, and Bovanian family therapy. All these models are proven models. All these models are again and again and again, it's been researched out, and they have come up with a proper model as such. For example, I hope all of you are aware about the Patterson model of counseling, Egan's model of counseling. So we have models. So when we have models, we have always a reference. Like we can go back and see whether what I'm doing is right or wrong. Because we know the models, all those are proven models. And afterwards, we have to find out whether this model is very much applicable in my context, in my people group. So that is what you have to understand. So let us focus on 3 different important models. One is about structural family therapy. So when I say structure, then I mean the rules which govern the relationships. For example, in Indian system, husband, wife, and children. So they make a decision, husband and wife make a decision, and then children are expected to follow a particular decision. Okay, then as they grow, they are also given freedom. When we look back the family life cycle, there are different varieties of life cycle we have. We begin with a very small child in home. Then afterwards, the child will be growing a child or one or two children with parents. Then afterwards, growing adolescents with parents. Afterwards, children will be leaving the home. Only parents will be there. And afterwards, you will have grandchildren with you. This is the family cycle we go through. So in different contexts, we have different cultural values being shared. So let us focus on what the structural family therapy says about it. There are 4 components structural family therapy says. Number 1 is about the structure itself. Whenever we see family therapies, we have to understand it is not from one person. It is from so many people. So when we talk about this particular structural family therapy, the Minichen has given or he has contributed a lot of stuff related to this. But what they are saying is the family rules are governing that particular family. The family rules are organized in such a way that the interaction taken place in the family will be adhering to the rules which has been already given. There is also a lot of functionality, dysfunctionality. What is the functional family? What is dysfunctional family? And everybody is growing in the family. There is a functional family. Maybe I am growing alone. I can also grow with my spouse. I can also grow with my children. So all of us are growing in the family. So that is the functional family. Every day it's a lot of excitement in the family. Every day we have a lot of things to share, communicate to each other, learn from each other. That is the way the family is functioning. When there is a dysfunction means the problems are not being sorted out. They are just there in the family for a long time, not meeting each other. They are not communicating with each other. They are not talking good about other members in the family. So that becomes a dysfunctional family. So one thing we have to understand about structure, that means every family has some rules. And every family has some implied rules where some of the rules are just followed and it is understood by every member of the family. That is one part of it, component of it. Number 2, about boundaries. See, this is where we need insight. What is the boundaries? Do we have boundaries inside home? There should be a clear-cut boundaries. Who has to decide what? Who is bringing in the family? Who is making a decision in the family? Who is, whether it is a one man's decision or one woman's decision or a very consultative decision? Because there are families where the boundaries are very much enmeshed. They will, every family member will be taken, will be talking about the other member in the family. They'll be giving them suggestion. They will be giving them rules. They will be asking them to follow this. But there are families, they don't worry about other family members. That is disengaged boundaries. Like they don't talk about it. Okay, my sister, okay, she will take care of herself. My brother will take care of himself. I don't need to interfere in their own life. That is the strategy. But what I'm trying to say is, enmeshed boundaries will also have problems. Disengaged boundaries also will have, because both are in opposite poles. Enmeshed means everybody will work on somebody else. Everybody will have a say on everything, whatever is happening in the family. But disengaged, they don't worry about anything, whether you are sick or not sick, or whether you are successfully growing or you are having a lot of sorrows or difficulties. Nobody will be bothered about it. So that is disengaged. But healthy boundaries are between enmeshed and disengaged. It's neither in enmeshed nor in disengaged, but healthy boundaries can be brought inside the family so that every subsystem is valued. when I say subsystem, it may be a husband and wife together, or siblings together, or mother and daughters together. It could be anything, but every subsystem should be valued. That is the number 2 thing I want to tell you. Then about hierarchy, structural. No, it talks about hierarchy more. That means it is also a type of boundary. But who is making a decision? How does the power flow inside the family? So that is where, when everybody is able to have a consultative decision and everybody will have a respect on following the decision, that is valued. That is the right hierarchy we can have. So even there, there could be enmeshed hierarchy or a disengaged hierarchy. So whatever happens, I am not worried about it. Whenever there is a concerns from the children, parents are not worried about it. Oh, you take care of yourself. So that also matters. The hierarchy matters. Then comes an coalition, like you have when all family members join together and they can openly discuss about any problem. For example, the same example, teenager coming late. So when all the family members, maybe sister, brother, and family members, they can come together, husband and wife can come together. Yes, sir. So that is where they are growing. That can happen. There is a particular triangulation can happen. Like all of them join together and looking at the problem as a problem, and everybody will discuss on how this problem can be removed. How this particular problem is damaging the whole family itself. Okay, for example, the child is not at all performing well in the studies. Maybe for both of them, it may parents, it's a big problem nowadays. Like there is a very competitive world. People are taking that as a very big problem. But there are so many developments happening along with the cognitive development for the child. That also we need to remember. So what does the family therapy do? Just trying to fix up on all these areas. It could be a hierarchy area, it could be a power struggle area, it could be any other area or boundaries. See, some of the Indian homes, like most problems between daughter-in-law and mother-in-law, the perception of daughter-in-law, mother-in-law varies. Sometimes there is a power control. There is also kind behavior which is shutting the daughter-in-law, sometimes shutting the mother-in-law. Whatever be the problem, all family members can come together and talk about it. They have enough space for the acceptance and they talk about it, trying to fix the problem. That is the main focus of structural therapy. I hope it is very clear. Shall we move on to the next therapy? Is there any question I can clarify here itself? Then we can move on to the next therapy. Okay. Next therapy is brief solution focused therapy. See, in a strategic or structural therapy, we will go back to some of the things, whatever happened in our life. But in brief solution focused therapy, we are not looking about the problem. We're looking at the problem always. We are looking only about the solution always. What is the solution? How did you analyze the problem? What are the resources you have to deal with your problem? For example, if somebody is getting angry, that is a problem in the family. So either a father or mother is getting angry, or a daughter is getting angry, that is a problem. Then how the problem can be fixed? Why daughter is getting angry? Why mother is getting angry? We are not discussing more on problem, but rather we are going to discuss more on what is the solution. What is the solution? For example, anger is a chosen emotion. If you want to be angry, you can be angry. If you don't want to be angry, you need not be angry at all. But sometimes it is naturally occurs. We get very angry sometimes. But how are we managing the anger level? Is it always very high? Then it is becoming a problem. It is manageable. Or when we are angry, what are we doing? Like whatever we speak sometimes, whatever we do sometimes. So that is going to affect the whole family. So the brief solution focused therapy is more concerned about building up the strength of the particular person. For example, let us take the same example of getting angry. Then how, when you get angry, what happened? What are you going to do? So we are going to solution focused therapy. So we will, what when you get angry, what happens? Why are you getting angry? So when you get angry, what is that you need to do immediately? So we will focus on management of anger. So that all sessions are planned in such a way that we are focusing on the strength. Maybe the one way I have been doing it, now I want to stop that way. I want to do a new way of dealing with things. So that is one way of looking at it. That should be. Then how usually all these problems like academic problems, some of the adult mental health or marriage and family problems, health and aging related problems, crime and delinquency, and also occupational rehabilitation. In all those things, solution focused therapy would be fantastically, it is working out so well. Because instead of looking at whatever happened in the past, we are going to focus on future. How will I going to handle this particular issue in my life? What are the things I have tried out already? What doesn't work? What is working 10%? What is working 50%? We are trying to accommodate that to the problems and trying to fix it up. So how does it work? There are three things important. One is about the language we use, and about the positivity we hold for ourselves. Then the breathing, the sharpness, how much I can spend time on this. For example, if we are thinking about worrying about what has happened, is it going to help us in any way? It's not going to help us in any way. We are just moving from that phase to the next phase, where we are trying to concentrate on possible solutions, very positive solutions. We would try to discuss on so many solutions, and we try to adapt one by one, so that which is very applicable, which is very easily taken, then that can be used very easily in the following weeks. So we are much worried about only the strength and weakness. So this is my weakness, this is my strength. I'll replace my strength in the place of weakness so that I can proceed well in the family life. I can proceed well with the interaction style. I can proceed well with the communication pattern. So these are all the important components of solution focused therapy. Initially, we spent some time on structural family therapy, where we focused on 4 different important things, where strengthening our boundaries, strengthening our hierarchy, strengthening the family rules and responsibilities, consensual and rules and responsibilities are being taken into consideration. In solution focused therapy, our strength and weakness are either our husband or wife or children will always be discussed, and based on the discussion, we are going to proceed with the solutions. The third therapy, what we would like to focus on is experiential family therapy. See, so for another 2 therapies, I did not talk about any of the emotions there. There will be a lot of emotions, but we are not giving a lot of importance for the emotions alone. Because we are first therapy, we are giving a lot of importance for how we are going to handle that particular problem. In second therapy, we are going to give importance for how we are able to manage, or how we are able to focus on some of the positive quality which we already have. Then we are using it to fixing the solutions. This is a third therapy, where it is more of it has a very strong a root cause of family problems or emotional suppression. That is very much agreeable. Like whenever there is a problem, automatically are so many things happening in our body. Sympathetic nervous system is very active. Some parasympathetic nervous system is not active. We are not relaxed. There is a problem. Sometimes we think so much that sometimes we get into a lot of headache. We get into a stomach problem. So many other biological problems will come up. That is because we constantly, we suppress all our emotions, and the emotions are bottled up to a greater extent that we are not able to live very profitable in this world. So what are the theories, formulations according to this particular theory? What is this theory? This is exponential theory, where we are concentrating more on self-expression. We are helping other person, we are helping every family member to express themselves. They will have to talk about their emotional expressions. They will have to talk about some of the family cohesiveness, some of the family communication, and how it is affecting, how other people are talking to them, how it is affecting them. All we are giving enough space for explaining about their own self. So there is a lot of freedom, there is a lot of responsibility. So what they believe is in this exponential therapy, the individual growth and the family cognition is to liberate the affects and impulses. What is affects? It's an emotion, impulses. So liberate it. Just express your emotions. Express it so that you don't bottle it up so much. Sometimes it will become like a pressure cooker, and sometimes we boil it down to the extent that sometimes whatever we should not speak, sometimes we speak it out. So that is being handled here in this. Then there are a lot of possibilities for recovering the old, uncovered, or which has been buried for a long period. That emotional health can be recovered in this therapy. So there are a lot of different ways of doing it. Maybe something which is bothering them for a long period, that can be sorted out, and that can be selected for expression. It can be done in a various setups, like and but the important thing is, when whatever the person is saying, and that is the real experience, that should be valued. We can't say, oh, why are you feeling so much like this? So because your father is dead and your father is very old, you can't be doing like this for long. We can't say that. The experience is very, very important. Whatever important for them, that has to be valued, that has to be validated all the time. Then about how it will affect every member in the family, and every member has a freedom to talk about their own perception about the other member in the family. That is an important thing we have to understand in the exponential therapy. Some of the techniques we follow is drawing, art therapy, and sculpting. Like they also, lot of, for small children, there are a lot of small expressive therapies out there where they can express them, because they have very less words to explain. So that is why they will not have enough expression. But we do that, the expression, for expression itself, there are a lot of techniques available that can be done, that the drawing could be done where they really want to express what they feel like expressing. And especially between couples, this emotionally focused therapy is very, very, very much useful, because they understand. There are couples, I have been in this field for many years. When couples come for counseling, one person will blame the others, other person will blame this person. When we listen to both of them, after 2-3 sessions, we understand that somewhere they don't want to share some of the important facts. They want to hold their ego to the greater extent. So they want to completely put a blame on others. So I always tell them that the problem has occurred. So you have contributed 50%, you have contributed 50%. There is no like who is contributed more, who is great. There is no discussion on who is great. There is no discussion on who contributed more. It is always 50%. Each of them have contributed. And based on how it developed, but we are very, very unhappy to see that that basic structure or basic love, affection is completely lacking in couples. So some of the emotions could be triggered, some of the emotions can be, the attachment needs can be sorted out, some of the ineffective pattern of communication, interaction can be found out, that can be taught during the process of counseling. So what I would like to tell you is these are the three famous therapies which now we are using. Many family therapists must be using. Maybe if you need more information, you can also read upon all these different therapies. Like one of the it depends upon the problems and depends upon the need of the client. We have to choose the therapies. If the behavior to be changed, you have to select from the slot one. If you want the other things to be changed, like not only behavior, even the cognition needs to be changed, then you have to select from the slot two. If you want to give a lot of emotions, because both are emotional being, or the family is emotionally suppressed, then you have to select from the last slot. So basically what we have to do is, family is a place, it is ordained by divine nature of God, that we are completely responsible for other family members in our family, in every family, and everybody has equal chance of growing. Nobody needs to abuse anybody else, and it is a place where you can express your love and affection to a greater extent. And this is the institution God has designed, so that we lead a very fruitful, and we can also bring forth a fruitful family for the society. Thank you so much for patiently listening. And if you have any questions, please.
Thank you, madam. Finally, you have concluded. Family means love. Really, your presentation is extraordinary, I can say. I am happy, madam. Just including participants also might have felt very happy. And today, the program, your presentation is really once again repeating extraordinary. Thank you very much. And on behalf of World Congress of Psychologists and on my personal behalf, I extend my warm thanks to you, madam. In future, also, we do just request you to again to give many more lectures into our platform. Now, in our midst, Professor, I'm sorry, he is not a professor, an eminent personality is with us. J.V. Lakshman Rao is with us. Professor, we are in professor field. That's why I also say all the time, professor. Here in our midst, J.V. Lakshman Rao is with us. Now I request J.V. Lakshman Rao to react. Lakshman Rao, sir. Please unmute and speak.
Are you able to listen to me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And thank you for calling me to put a question. The subject that she has taken is very interesting, and I relate this to some of the people I know, and especially between husband and wife, they never get compromised, and they always fight. And a thing that has happened some 30 years or 40 years are the things that have happened before marriage, and they all recollect now and they start fighting. What could be the possible way of finding a solution for their dispute? I would like this honorable speaker to answer my question.
So when the problem is more than 7 years, so normally we have a pattern of adjusting towards the existing scenario. So if it is sorted out before 7 years, it's good. But I am not giving a hopeless situation here where there is no hope. There is always a hope. I have received a client, those who are married for 30 years, 35 years. After 30 years of marriage, they have found many areas to be corrected. That is depends on the willingness of both the parties to make corrections. That's it. All of us will have problems, like in two different individuals. For example, our children, when there are two children, two are very, very, very different. They are not the same. The genes, the transmission of hereditary informations with them are very, very different. Just imagine two different two different family they are coming, and they also hold a two different value system, two different cultural system. They come together, they start living as a husband and wife. Definitely there will be a conflict. The one indicator what I can tell you, after the conflict, whether your love is growing or not. If your love is growing, you are growing. Conflicts are always good, so that you can understand about the other partner. But even after 30 years, if you find that conflicts are continuing, we have been in the same pattern of thinking throughout. We have to change the pattern of thinking. We have to change the pattern of communication. There will be a change. That's what I strongly believe.
There seems to be a point of no return. See, this is the problem. They still live together and keep on quarreling. How do you think that can be solved?
If both are living together and keep on quarreling, it will be a very bad scenario, because the one person is hurting other person, the other person is hurting this person. So the hurts will be more and more, and bitterness will be more, and there are some of the things which we would like to hide from the other person, that will become more and more. So that is not a peaceful, happy environment to live. So naturally, any kind of illness is possible. Any kind of disapproval will be possible. So both of them have to decide about, let us work on it. So okay, I'm married for 30 years. Let us work on this. So far we lived like this. Let us work differently. Let us live differently. That is a pure choice of both the parties.
A counselor can help us that sort of a compromise.
Yes, I have received the clients of that kind, 30 years of marriage. So there is a possibility anyway, not only the counselor, but they have to work on what is there in the family. The problems can be worked differently. That's what I want to say.
That one person of the both is not willing for anything to compromise. What is the solution?
There is no question about one person is making a mistake. There is a question about two people committing mistakes. So one person is making, so in a marital relationship, there are a lot of things which we have to discuss. What is accepted, what is not accepted. So in what level the disagreement is taking place. So that can be sorted out. Maybe if you could, if somebody, those people can consult somebody, definitely there will be a possibility for change.
Can I suggest your name for such a counseling?
Yes, yeah.
Are you open for that?
Yes.
Okay, then I will refer to them that you are a possible solution.
Lakshman Rao sir, please switch on your video.
I am now new to it. Yes.
Yeah, please switch on.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it is working. No. Yes. Wonderful. We are happy.
It is. I'm new to this whole system. I'm learning.
Anyway, you have in the initial stage.
I have already learned this zooming and all that, but I think I still more to learn.
Thank you.
Well, nice talking to you, sir, and it's an opportunity that everything went on very well, and I'm convinced that this action will help people who are listening and who are also watching this sort of programs. Thank you, sir. I shall see that what I can do for that family. In fact, not one family. I see at least 5-6 families like that. So I think I will help them, and referring to the valuable talk of and the person who has spoken to us just now.
Thank you, Lakshman Rao Garu, for your valuable contribution, and your presence itself is a major contribution to us. Thank you very much. We are really fortunate, sir. Now,
I am delighted.
We too, sir. We too. Madam Hannaja, just it is a very simple question, but as a counselor, I too have counseled more than 2,000 families, and based on my richest experience, I am posing a simple question to you, madam. Not that I would like to test, but I would like to have a clarification. See, in your richest experience, you might have just counseled many couples. See, my point is, arranged marriages are successful or love marriages are successful? May you know? Please clarify.
I haven't done a study on that, whether arranged marriage is successful. I am planning to do one. I am just starting it. Because nowadays, the definition for arranged marriage and love marriage is very, very different. And it is also increasing because people think that arranged marriage and we are not knowing about the person, suddenly we are getting into the relationship. It's very difficult. But in love marriage, even after love marriage, also people get into problem. So at present, I am not in a position to say which is better, but I am in a position to say whether the marriage is arranged or love marriage. From the beginning itself, there should be a proper foundation of marriage. That is being done correctly, then they will successfully go through their phase of marriage. Like foundation, when I say foundation, I talk about love, trust, and commitment. So when these things are very, very seriously talked about, when seriously taken into care, then definitely I think they have a wonderful foundation which cannot be shaken by any of the difficulties or very tough situations.
But as far as my richest experience is concerned, you see, here there is a big difference between love marriage and arranged marriage. Here, love marriage means from 10th class onwards or before that, 8th class onwards also now people are starting loving. Here, love marriage means and before intermediate, any love, it is going to become a failure, majority. Why? Because it is only emotions are involved. But coming to arranged marriages, here it is a marriage between two societies. And from that bridegroom side and bride side also. And any problem goes, something goes wrong, here from this side, the parents are all matured. And from that side, parents are all matured. And they used to involve and they used to compromise, they used to settle amicably without any partial. And here, only emotions are involved. And at times, without the consent of their own family people, father, mother. Here, these people are just getting married. And within 3 months, I saw many cases, particularly software. They are coming for police station seeking divorce. The reason is quite silly. Quite silly. See, that is the difference. That's what the message to the youth also. Of course, we are giving here to give message. But that doesn't mean that we are not imposing to just wait till arranged marriage is going to happen. No. Because, actually, I am not finding fault with the here students. Automatically, a kind of awareness is required for the generation. Awareness. Particularly from the family itself, that awareness should evolve. And later coming to the school education or college education, whatever it might be. But any love marriage, once they complete a degree, so their lifestyle is quite positive and quite successful. But before that, majority of the families are going for divorce. So this is what my observation.
The maturity of mind.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes matters.
Otherwise, it is a puppy love.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, there is no difference between love marriage and arranged marriage. Both can be disastrous. Both can be very comfortable living. So,
yeah. Now, in our midst, the youngest counselor is with us. The rapporteur of the program, Rama Devi, is a renowned counselor, family counselor, who is working with Samaram at Vijayawada. Say, you react, Rama Devi, because you are a family counseling psychologist.
Yes, sir. The most of the cases, what I have seen is there is a lot of adjustment issues. and no self-respect for each other, also not respecting the opinions of each other. That is where I have seen a lot. If suppose the husband is I have seen a couple who has come only after marriage of 5 days for counseling. Just after marriage, 5 days after marriage, they got married on 26th and they came for counseling on 29th. So there is lack of mutual respect, or there is no understanding, or there is no dependence. They feel that everyone is individual and they can earn, they are self-sustained. They are not dependent on each other. So why should I depend on my husband or anything? So that they are not emotionally connected. They don't feel that this is my family. I have to be committed, or I have to uh, have the trust on the person and lead a life together. So that is what I find lacking in the couple. So for every trivial things, the ego comes in between. So the adjustment is the most lacking thing. And even if the couple or the wife and husband want to come for an understanding, the families are not contributing to their contribution, especially the mothers of the girls. So they simply say that we don't want this. We just want to break the marriage. So that is really very the thing which we need to make them understand, that family is a sound family. A sound family should be there. So where the trust and commitment are the pillars of the house, and they are not interested in knowing the psychological world of each other, and they are not committed to stay together. So the both are moving in two different directions, and they are not ready to make build their own path to have a beautiful family system. That is what I have observed in my experience.
Yeah, you please propose vote of thanks. It is time to close down.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sure. So on behalf of, thank you, ma'am, John, ma'am.
You please say thanks to our
Lakshman Rao, sir.
Lakshman Rao, because
I have seen many incidents of this differences between husband and wife, both arranged marriages and also love marriages. But second marriages are always successful. I don't know why the first one, but the second marriage is always successful. This is a big observation for me.
Based on the experience.
Sir, 100% correct, sir. 100% correct. Why? Because the first marriage they have struggled, and even second marriage also goes to just it will fails. Again they should go for third, fourth, like that. And I saw one.
Second marriage is a compromise, sir. Second marriage is a compromise.
Yeah.
I think it is an adjustment also.
In the first case.
It is an adjustment also.
Sir, these situations are existed because of nuclear families. There is no united family where the elders will guide and counsel. Now the role of the counselor is more, family counselor is more when compared to the earlier days. So the volunteer, I think I request all the family counselors to volunteer themselves to visit at least once in a while around the villages so that they can bring some change in the society. So this is my appeal to all the family counselors, particularly because there is.
Because I am quoting one case from Tamil Nadu itself, who did MSc psychology from our distance education, Venkateswara University. He just went for first marriage, and in order to have a divorce, it took 10 years. Again, he went for second marriage. After 3 years, he went for divorce. Again, he went for third marriage. He went for divorce, and fourth one is successful. And blessed with children. It's very interesting case. Again, he's telling that he is experiencing paranoid symptoms. He requested, Professor Reddy, you come to Tamil Nadu. No, I said that if I come there, things would be different. The neighbors and everything. Perhaps he might be, there will not be, nothing is there. But he's asking me to come over there as teacher to him. So like that, here, the system, whole system, as far as 2015 World Health Organization is concerned, for every 4 individuals, one fellow is in US, one fellow is mentally ill, And coming to India, out of 7 people, 1 fellow is mentally ill. We being psychologists keeping quiet, not doing anything service to the society. Here, out of 7, in another 10 days, 10 years, 2 people or 3 people out of 7 is going to become mentally ill. So that's why the role of psychologists and family counseling, whatever might be the type of psychologist, is quite important, is needed, required to the society. That purpose we are organizing school counseling, certificate course on school counseling, and certificate course on family counseling, and like that. So many types of counseling is required. The day I studied psychology, way back 75, 77, people used to say, what subject you have studied? I said, just studied psychology. Then everybody used to laugh at me. You are a mental fellow. You are a psycho. Like that they used to comment. But today, for each individual family, one psychologist is required. So that means that is the significance, importance of the psychologist today. That's what here so many students come out with degrees, psychology degrees, but they lack skills. So if the order of the day, they have to improve the skills by attending through this type of trainings. Then only they can render better service or best service to the community. So with this, okay, again, I will request our Ramadevi to conclude. Just a simple vote of thanks.
Yes, sir, sure. Thank you very much for having for such a wonderful PPT and presentation, and for a healthy discussion at the end. So on behalf of WCOP, I would like to express my gratitude to all the esteemed delegates and the trainers and the renowned personalities who are present, who are coming forward to teach something to everyone. So for contributing their contribution and taking out time from their busy schedule. So I would like to thank from the bottom of the heart to VG Reddy sir and Vedagiri Ganeshan sir and all the WCOP committee members and core committee members. And thank you all the beloved participants for having such an interest in learning new skills. So I hope everybody will become successful in their careers. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, thank you all. Good night.